ready to embark upon the Build a Shopping Cart project. So just a few tips here as I walk you through how to approach this project. First things first, on the left hand side, you have several different pages, 6 here with the final page to submit your project. And what I recommend is, as you're going through the project, keep this open, and if you have to, read through these pages several times, because there's a lot of information here, and reading it all at once might not be able to catch everything. But if you kind of go back to this, read things over, you'll start to get a better feel for the project and how to approach and finish it. So here's basically what it's going to look like on the front end. And when you fire this up in your browser, basically this is what you'll see, but without this bottom shopping cart page, because that's the part you're going to code, as well as the bottom part of this checkout portion, the receipt part. That's the part that you're going to code as well. So basically you're going to be applying all the knowledge that you've learned so far up until this point. So let's head over to the instructions. So in the instructions, they basically break down the different files that you have, talk to you about starting a plan, give you a little bit more about the top level file structure or folder structure, and you just want to remember that you're going to be working out of this script.js file. Okay, so that's where you're going to be writing all your functions to complete the project. And here's a little bit more about all the different functionality that you're going to be creating. So as I said earlier, it's a lot, so just make sure that you have this open and you keep coming back. And definitely something that you want to have open is the project rubric. So I'm going to right click and open this up in a new tab so we can take a look at this. So here with the rubric, this is what you want to look at throughout the project, and before you submit, you want to make sure that you have all of these criteria met and that you meet the specification that they outline here on the right hand side. Once you have that all complete, then you definitely know you're ready to submit and pass this project. Here's even a little bit of a checklist that you can check off just as you're going through the project, just to give you even more guidance as to where you are and how far you've come as far as completing this project. So let's go to page 3. So here they give you a little bit of information about, once you have this up and running in your console, the different commands that you can run to start the project, as well as the command to test the project. And here you can see the repository to get the starter code and some directions on how to what's referred to as clone the starter code onto your machine. So I'm going to go ahead and right click, and I'm going to open a new tab. And let's go ahead and take a look. So here we are on the starter code for the Build a Shopping Cart project, shopping cart functionality. So here's the README file. So it's a markdown file that's going to give you a lot of instructions that we're seeing over there on the Udacity website. Every project that you either create yourself or that you find on the internet to work on, or while you're at your company working on, is going to have this document called a README that's going to basically tell you a lot about the project and its functionality, and then also how to run the project, which is critical, because you need to know how to run a project if you're going to work on a project. So I'm going to go over here to where it says code. I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to copy this URL. Let's just go back and look over on the page here. And so let's look at the instructions. So the instructions say git clone, and I just copied that path. So this is just like a general path, so that's not something for us to copy. Okay, so I'm going to open up a new window in VS Code, and then what I'm going to do is open my terminal, and then I'm going to go to a place on my computer where I want to clone, or like in essence like download this starter code. So I'll just go to my documents, CD documents. And then I made a folder called project intros. So I'll go ahead and CD into that project. And then I'll go ahead and git clone. And then I'll paste the address that I copied off of here. And then if I do space, and I can give it now, because you notice this name here is like CD2073-intro-2-JS, and it's kind of long. And I want something that's a little bit more like descriptive. So I'll just call it like shopping cart project, like that. And then if I CD cart project, so now I'm inside. If I type ls, you can see I'm there, and it's basically what you see, what we're seeing here. So like starter, if I click into starter, because I just changed into that. So there's source, test, package-lock.json, and package.json. So you can see here, audience set. Okay, so if I cd starter and then ls, so it's basically the same files that you're seeing here, but now I have them cloned into a folder on my computer, so I can start to work on this project. So now I have the project open up here in my VS Code file explorer. So I'm going to open up starter, and then you notice there's a package.json file here, and inside the package.json file it has the dependencies listed. So we have Jest for testing. We also have this live server for when we're working on the project. So what we have to do here is we should already have Node installed. So like if we go back here to the Udacity site, it says check it to see if Node is installed. So I'm going to go ahead and run that check. So I'm going to do node-v. And yeah, I have this version 14.15.4. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run this npm install command. So that's going to install these dependencies that are listed here on line 13 and 14. And there's a store on npm where it's going to look over the internet, and it's going to basically like download or clone those into the project. And I know it's installed because get a little bit of a message here that it says it added 549 packages. And if I go here, I can see there's a node modules folder. So those are all the dependencies, and then the package-lock.json is the file that stores the dependencies of the dependencies. So we can get out of the, okay, so here, now we're in the source folder. So if you remember, in that folder structure, this is the file that we want to work out of, script.js, with all of our instructions. But first, I want to show you the commands from the package.json. We have this test command, so let's run npm test. Alright, so there you can see that we have some failing tests. So this is good because basically it's pointing to us and it's saying line 65. So if we go to our script.js file, we look down at line 65, we see it says products. If we go up to our first instructions, it says create an array named products. So that's the first thing that we have to do. Now if you want, you can think of this project, each function or each thing that you're doing as like a feature to your application, and so you can create feature branches. Then once you've tested those, you can then merge those into your main or master, and then push that up to your GitHub and submit that as your project. And we definitely encourage that. The other thing that you want to do is, of course, you're going to run your tests, and you're going to pass and make sure all your tests pass. But we also want to run this command so that we could see the app as we're working on it in the browser. So we're going to run our npm start, which will call this string or command, and get us set up and running on port 3000. So I'm going to go ahead and do npm start. I'll hit that. And you can see it says localhost 3000. And so this is basically what pops up in the browser. So as you're going through and you're coding each step, here this listed in the script.js, you should, and you run the test to make sure that it also passed the jest test, you should start to see the page start to look a lot like what they have here in the project overview. So for submitting the project, once you're complete, you can submit the project either by sharing a link to your GitHub, or you can upload a zip folder. So a couple of different ways that you can do it. We definitely encourage using GitHub, making those feature branches, merging those, and then submitting that. That way you show all your work. But there are definitely several ways that you can go about submitting it. And if you want, you could also work through this workspace, which is like a virtual sandbox or coding sandbox. And once you pass the tests, in this case, you'll pass the project. Again, make sure to check the project rubric before you submit. Make sure that you have everything here met as far as the criteria and specifications. And then here's the final page to submit the project. Once you click submit the project, it'll give you the option to upload the zip folder, or you can click through your GitHub. It'll authenticate you through your GitHub, and then you can select the repository where you've pushed your code, and then you can submit it that way. And then you just have to wait. There'll be a human on the other end who will grade your project, and you should receive an email. Definitely check your junk or spam folder. Sometimes you could get caught there. But if not, if you've been waiting for some time, definitely come back to this page, and this part where it says not submitted, that's grayed out, you can, it will update and say that it's either been submitted, and if it meets specifications, or it does not meet specifications. If it does not meet specifications, then you will get a report or a readout of basically what you need to fix. It's okay. You'll go back, you'll fix those things, resubmit. Hopefully you'll pass the second time around. But yeah, this page is definitely helpful because this thing here will get updated, and then if it says that you passed, you'll click out to see your project. If it says that you did not pass, then you'll still get to click out and see your project and get that readout of what it is in the rubric that you need to complete. So that's it. Let us know if you have any questions, and happy coding.